Can you type 1 sa chat natin if you can hear me clearly? And if you can also see my screen, yung slides natin clearly. Thank you, thank you. So, I think we will start on time na, no? If there's people coming in, no, pa-accept na lang sila. We're also recording this webinar so that we can also share with you the recording after. Also, good afternoon, everyone. Yan, good afternoon, everyone. So, thank you for taking the time to join me today. I know marami sa atin are busy building our businesses or serving clients, or maybe we're still in the planning stage. No? So, I appreciate you being here today. Now, before we begin, I'd like to make one promise. No, I'm not here in this webinar to convince you na mag-register ng business mo today. No, in fact, at the end of this webinar, your decision might actually be to wait. No, kung nag-iisip ka mag-register ng business mo. And if that's the right decision for your business, then I would consider today's session a success. No, because after helping hundreds of entrepreneurs over the years, ito yung na-learn ko, no, that the biggest mistakes don't happen because someone filled out the wrong form. Kung pag nag-register ka, mali yung form na tinirapan mo, no. The biggest mistakes happen because founders make the wrong business decisions before they ever submit the first application. Yun yung napansin namin. So today's webinar is not about paperwork. No? It's about making better decisions. And I hope at the end of our time together, no, you'll have much more confidence in what your next step should be. Now, before we begin, I'd love to know where everyone is joining from. Can you type in the chat? Where are you watching this webinar from? Like, what city are you watching this webinar from? I'm based in Cainta. I'm here in our office. Si White, Makati City. Si Christine, General Trias. Oh, maulan ba dyan sa inyo? So, sa amin kasi, maulan pa din, no? Thank you everyone, no, for letting me know saan tayo nanonood ngayon. So, now that we are all here, let me first understand who is in the room, no? So, when people hear the words business registration, they usually think about government offices, di ba? Ay, naisip natin, DTI ba to, SEC, magre-register ba ako sa BIR? No, naisip natin permits, yung forms, no, and even yung mga requirements, no. And that's usually where the conversation starts kapag business registration ang pinag-uusapan. But today, I would like to challenge that thinking, no, because business registration is not really just about paperwork. Paperwork actually is just the last step, no? Long before you submit any application, you've already made dozens of decisions already in your business, no? Decisions like, kailangan ba talaga mag-register na ako? No? What kind of business am I building? Can I afford the ongoing responsibilities of being a registered business? No? And what am I trying to protect? Diba? Ang dami nating decisions. Those are the conversations that matter. No? That's why today's webinar is not about memorizing requirements. No? We have a separate webinar for that. No? Yung talagang technical. But today is about learning how founders like us should think, should decide, no, before we make one of the first major decisions in our business. No. Ngayon, I have another question. No, how many of you dito sa audience, how many of you have already watched YouTube videos, no, about business registration? Meron ba? Can you type yes kung sometime, no, in the past, nanood na kayo ng mga videos about how to register or about business registration in the Philippines? Meron ba? Not yet, si Mars. How about the others? Meron bang mga nag-consume na ng videos online? Or maybe hindi pa, no? no? Tulad ni Mars, no? Now, ayan, so marami sa atin hindi na, pero usually, many people that I talk to or yung mga naging clients din namin, no, at tipong before they engage our services to help them register, tipong ang experience nila is nanood sila ng videos, nag-search sila sa YouTube, pero what happened is that sa halip na mas maging informed sila, mas naging confused sila. No, kasi information is already out there, no? Pero kumbaga kalat-kalat siya, and also it does not really address kung nasaan ka na ngayon in your business, no? So ngayon, let me understand who's joining me today, no? Thank you dun sa mga sumasagot sa chat, no? No, so ngayon may question ulit ako. Which of these three groups best describes you today? No, ikaw ba yung tipo na are you still thinking of starting your business? So meaning, wala ka pa talagang business, you're still planning and thinking about it. No? So if you are this group, no, type 1, no? Or are you already selling, no? Are you already selling or posibleng may mga customers ka na, may mga clients ka na, pero you are not yet registered. No? If ikaw to, please type 2 sa chat. And number 3, no, third group, you are already registered. No? Registered na yung business mo. Pero nag-join ka dito because you want to know if you're on the right track. So go ahead and type it in the chat. Alin ka dito? Saan ka nakaka-resonate? No? 1, 2, or 3. So meron tayong 1, si Mars, si Christine, si Kate, and then si White is number 2, no? Already selling. Okay, so wala pa tayong 3. Okay, that's good. So that's interesting, no? So ngayon, what's interesting is that although you're in different stages, di ba, dito sa audience natin, you are all here for the same reason, no? We all want clarity, no? And that's exactly what we're going to build today. Now that I know kung sino yung mga nandito sa audience natin, no, let's begin first with what I think is the biggest misconception about business registration, no? And I'd like everyone to remember this slide, no? Since karamihan sa atin is nag-iisip pala mag-register or nagpaplano pa lang, no? I want you to remember this, that business registration doesn't start with paperwork. It starts with your decisions. No? Every year, thousands of entrepreneurs ask the same questions. People, okay, should I register as sole prop? Mag-incorporate ba ako, corporation, or magtatayo ba ako ng OPC or one-person corporation? And because ang dami ng resources out there, diba, nakakalito talaga siya. And yung mga tanong na yon, no, those are very good questions. Itatanong mo talaga siya sa sarili mo, no? But ang point ko is that I don't think that they are the first questions to ask. Especially kung nandun ka sa stage na nagpaplano ka pa lang ng business mo, or tulad ni White kanina na already selling, no? Probably nag-start na, pero nandun pa sa phase na nag-iisip na magre-register na ba ako, no? So those are good questions, but I don't think that they are the first questions to ask, no? The first questions to ask are actually much deeper, no? Questions like, should I register now? Tama ba yung timing ko? No? Can my business sustain being registered? No? Kasi, kwento ko lang, no? Meron kami mga naging clients na tipong nag-register sila too early, tapos na-realize sila hindi pala nila kayang i-maintain. No? So mamaya, i-discuss natin yon. And then another type of question is, what kind of business am I building? No? Kasi posibleng yung iba sa atin, we're trying to sell products. Yung iba, we're rendering services to customers. No? So iba-iba. No? And if we answer those questions well, no, yung paperwork, kapag nag-decide na tayo na mag-register, it becomes much easier. No? But if we ignore yung mga important questions, even the perfect paperwork, kahit bigyan ko kayo ng checklist, di ba? Right? Perfect yung paperwork natin, it won't save you from making the wrong business decision. No? So it really starts with decisions, not paperwork. Now, let me also explain this in another way. Di ba? Imagine you want to build your dream house. Tatayo mo yung dream house mo. would you begin building your dream house na bubong muna? Diba? Would you begin installing the roof? Diba? Hindi. Of course not. Diba? Hindi ka magsisimula sa bubong. Diba? You will begin with the foundation. No? Why? Because every part of your dream house will depend sa pundasyon. Diba? Yung walls, yung bubong, yung second floor, kung gusto mo may second floor yung bahay mo, di ba? Everything will depend on the foundation. And that works exactly the same way with our businesses, no? Yung registration, yung taxes, accounting, permits, hindi yun yung pundasyon ng business mo, no? They are actually built on top of your foundation. Eh ano yung pundasyon ng business natin? Your foundation are the decisions that you make even before registration. So I hope natandaan natin yun, no, na yung pundasyon are the decisions long before we make the business registration. No? So, ganun siya ka-importante. No? And that's what we're building today, no? A stronger foundation for our businesses. Yan. So, ngayon pag-usapan natin, what exactly makes up that foundation sa business natin? Yan. So, you can take a screenshot of this one para matandaan nyo, no? Or if you're taking notes better, no? Everything that we're going to discuss today fits into one simple framework. And tinatawag natin siya na the 7 founder decisions framework. Now, over the years, may napansin kasi ako, no, na maraming business owners, they rarely regret registering a business. No, bihira naman yung nagsisisi na nag-register, no? But marami nag-regret how they decided to register it. No, ano ibig ko sabihin? Marami, they register too early. So, marami ako nakitang ganito. Tipong, na-excite mag-register, tapos hindi pa pala nila na-build yung tamang foundation ng business. Tipong, one time, big time lang sila nakakuha ng customer or ng client, tapos hindi na nila kayang ulitin. Eh, nag-register na sila. The moment that you register your business, your obligations, no, as a business owner, magsisimula na yan. No? So, some register too early, some naman, they choose the wrong business structure. Tipong, meron akong mga kilala, nagtayo agad ng corporation, tapos hindi pala nila kayang i-maintain. No, yung iba naman, nagtayo ng sole prop, pero ang gusto palang business is napakalaki and they want to get investors. So, mali agad, no, yung structure. Iba naman, they underestimated the cost. No, iniisip nila na the cost to register is magbabayad ka lang, nangyari sa DTI, ganyan. But they fail to account for ano yung mga gagastusin ko kapag registered na ako. Diba? Yung taxes, diba? They failed to plan for taxes or yung accounting compliances nila, diba? Renewals ng mga business permits, hindi nila na foresee yung mga costs na yon. No, some never thought about protecting themselves. No, tipong marami pala silang ari-arian kasi tayo ng sole prop, diba? So, yun yung mga nakikita kong regrets usually ng mga business owners na nag-register na. So, mapapansin natin na different mistakes, pero same yung root cause. No? Ang root cause is poor decisions. No? So, instead of asking, anong form ba yung isasubmit ko to register a sole proprietorship, ang una mo nating i-discuss today sa webinar na to is yung 7 better questions to ask yourself. No? And ito yung 7 na yan, yung nasa screen natin na yan. And by the time na we finish today, I don't want you to simply know ano yung dapat kong i-register. No? I want you to understand bakit yun yung pinipili natin and bakit mag-register ka na. Okay? Because once our thinking is clear, the paperwork becomes much easier. No? Ngayon, before we dive dun sa 7 decisions, alin sa tingin nyo dito sa 7 circle na to, yung laging nai-skip or na-overlook ng mga business owners? Can you guess? No? Ano yung sa tingin nyo yung laging na miss out or na-overlook ng isang business owner dito sa 7 na to? Timing ba? Yung investment ba? Sabi ni Mars, timing or structure? May question mark. Sabi ni Christine, structure. Sige, malalaman natin, no? As we discussed. Now, let's start first with the first decision, no? And surprisingly, this decision, it has nothing to do with choosing a business structure, no? So, this might be the most surprising part of today's webinar. Kasi, yun sabi ko kanina, di ba, ang first decision that you have to make is not, magre-register ba ako ng sole prop, ng OPC, or ng corp? Di ba? Hindi yun yung unang decision eh. The first question is much simpler. Ang tanong is, should I register yet? Kailangan ko na bang mag-register? No? Now, it may sound strange, no, coming from someone, no, like me, na nag-help kami ng businesses to get registered. And, pero ito kasi natutunan namin over the years, yung pagre-register, hindi kasi yun yung goal, no? Pag magtatayo na ka ng business, hindi naman ang goal mo is makapag-register. It's just one part of the things that you have to do as a business owner, pero it's not the goal. Ang goal mo is to build a healthy business. Right? Now, we met business owners na nag-register sila before they even had customers. No? So, I'm speaking in terms of yung mga typical businesses, no, like products and services. Pero kunyari, if ang business mo is related in a highly regulated industry, like kunyari banks, insurance, etc., then definitely, kailangan mo mag-register before you can even start or start finding clients. No, pero pag yung mga typical business types, no, like kunyari, you want to sell something like a product or you want to give, no, usually, di ba, tinetest muna natin yung market, di ba? I've met business owners na nag-register agad sila before they even had customers, no? And then what happens? After a few months later, no, stress na sila because deadlines, di ba? Sabi ko kanina, the moment you start registering your business or the moment na ma-register ka na, sa mata ng gobyerno, you have an obligation na, no? Meaning, kailangan mo nang mag-comply sa mga deadlines mo sa tax, etc. No? Compliances, yeah. So, even if yung business na tinayo mo has not made any meaningful income yet, kung kahit wala ka pang benta, basta nag-register ka na, you have to file your tax returns. No? Ngayon, we also met business owners naman na they waited too long. Diba? They waited too long, nag-cooperate na sila for some time. And then, they lost corporate clients or big fish clients simply because they couldn't issue invoices. No, marami akong kilalang ganito na freelancers, dumami yung clients, tapos kapag nakakuha sila ng mga big ticket clients, no, usually corporate clients would ask for your business registration and invoices. No, meron din kami naging client na they struggle to open business bank accounts simply because wala silang registration. They have been operating for some time and then nahuling registration naman. Iba naman, they look less credible than they actually were. Simply because wala silang business registration. So both are same mistakes, no? Yung isa, it moved too early, masyadong maaga. Yung isa naman, masyadong late. Kung marami na silang nami-miss out ng opportunities, hindi pa rin sila nag-register. So, ang goal natin is, huwag tayong maging sobrang aga, huwag din tayong maging sobrang late. No? Your goal is to move at the right time. No? Ngayon, hindi ko tatanungin kung ilan sa inyo dito yung tingin nyo ready na kayo mag-register. No? Kasi iba-iba tayo ng background. No? But, I want to share with you, how do we know if the timing is right? Siguro yun yung nasa isip niya. Paano ko ba malalaman kung tama na yung timing for me to register my business? So, people often ask me, Cathy, meron bang magic number? Kailangan ba ang sales ko 50,000 per month? or 100,000? Meron bang specific number or threshold na kailangan kong ma-meet before I register? The answer is there's none. No, walang magic number or threshold. No, instead, what I will advise you, no, instead of looking for a magic number, is to look for patterns. No, instead of looking for a number, look for patterns. No, unang tanongin sa sarili mo is, meron ka na bang mga customers? No, and pag sinabi nating customers, these are not just interested people. No, these are actually paying customers. So that's one, meron ka bang customers? Pangalawa, is your revenue becoming more consistent? So, consistent yung term natin, not perfect, but consistent. No? And is your revenue mas nagiging predictable enough na ba siya for you? Na you think yung revenue mo, it's not just one-time project. No? Kasi may mga na-encounter ako before na clients na naka-close ng kunyari isang client, tapos hindi na nila maulit. Diba? So, sa akin, parang it does not make sense na mag-register ka kung hindi mo kayang gawing predictable yung source of revenue ngayon or yung pagkuha ng clients, no? Or pagbenta ng mga produkto. And finally, number 3, are you treating this like a real business? No? Kasi business registration alone will not create your business. Hindi porket nag-register ka ng business, may business ka na. No? Yung registration will just recognize the business that you already started building. No? So, kumbaga sa akin, I'd rather you validate your idea and talagang makita mo na sure and ready ka na for business registration before jumping. Kasi marami ako nakikita na nag-register tapos hindi pa pala consistent, hindi pa, yung ang dami pang bagay sa business nila na hindi nila na-figure out. No? And I'm not saying naman na kailangan i-figure out mo na lahat. Pero ito yung mga tatlong signs na at least pag nakita mo, you can parang put a check mark on each one na, okay, medyo okay na. Diba? You can consider doing business registration na. No? Okay. So, sige, quick check. Dun sa tatlong signs that I shared dito sa screen, give yourself 1 point for every item that you can honestly check. No? If you think meron ka ng customers, give yourself 1 point. If you think meron ka ng revenue, give yourself another point. No? And tingin mo, kaya mong gawin yung business na to consistently. No? Another sa consistency pala na gusto kong idagdag, I have encountered business owners na gusto nilang gawin yung business ngayon, tapos biglang next year, ayaw na nila. Tipong, ay, gusto na nila ng ibang bagay na gagawin. No? So, kailangan mo rin i-gauge yung sarili mo na, can you do this business for the long run? Kasi hindi pwedeng, ngayong buwan gusto ko siya, pero next year hindi ko alam kung gusto ko pa siyang gawin. Diba? Kung mahirap mag-register ng business sa Pilipinas, mas mahirap mag-close ng business sa Pilipinas. No? So, kaya important yung consistency. Diba? Are you in this game? No? Will you treat this business like a real business? Talagang matagal. No? So, curious ako, ilang points yung nakuha nyo? Like, meron ba nakakuha ng 3 points? 2 points? Anong points yung nakuha nyo against dun sa tatlong signs that you're ready? Si White, 2 out of 3. That's a start. How about the others? So, kung nag-iisip tayo mag-register, no, try to gauge against these 3 signs. No? Pero it does not mean na ito lang yung titignan natin. Di ba? Sabi natin, 7 decisions. So, kailangan natin sagutin. So, nasa decision 1 pa lang tayo. No? So, ngayon, let's assume na you have decided that the timing is right. No? Now, we need to answer an even more important question. And that question is, ito, Di ba? Ito yung lagi nating naririnig na tanong. Cathy, ano ba yung best business structure? No? And before I answer that question, I usually ask another question. Tumalon ba yan? I usually ask another question, no? Ang tanong ko lagi is, what kind of business ba are you building? Diba? Because not every business owner, not every founder is building the same thing. Diba? May iba sa atin, we want a lifestyle business. Diba? A business na maraming flexibility, we have freedom, and a comfortable income. No? Iba naman sa atin, nag-aasam na magtayo ng agency or like a BPO company, no, or an agency na maraming employees. Ganyan. Others naman dream of building a startup, tipong fast growth and high pace na startup, no? Some want a family business. To marami to, 'di ba? Family business na they can eventually pass on to their anak, 'di ba? Kapamilya, kapatid, no, sa family nila. Family business. Others naman, they hope to raise investors one day. Diba? Alam nila na they want to raise funding from outside. So, iba-iba tayo ng journey. No? So, why would they all use the same structure? Diba? So, ang point ko is, the clearer your destination is, the easier your decisions become. So, ang kailangan mo munang tanongin is, ano bang klaseng business yung gusto kong itayo? No? Kasi that will influence the kind of business structure na nararapat na itayo mo, no? So, ngayon, I have another question, no, before we move to the next decision. Imagine, no, na yung business na itatayo mo, everything goes well, no? Where do you see your business 3 years from now? Ba, assuming yung inaasam natin na business, itatayo na natin siya. 3 years from now, nasa na yung business na yun? Ano yung nai-imagine mo? No? I want you to hold that picture in your mind na itsura ng business natin. Kasi, yung gagawin nating mga decisions later, yung mga kasunod na decisions, are decisions for that future business, not just today. No? So ngayon, alam na natin kung anong klaseng business yung gusto natin itayo. No? So, probably, in your mind, meron na kayong answer eh. Di ba? Anong klase? Alin ba dito? Ngayon, ang next decision that we have to make is, ano ba yung right vehicle to get us there? No? So, imagine, tanong mo ako, Cathy, ano ba yung best vehicle? Diba? Hindi kita masasagot, no? Because, hindi ko naman alam saan ka pupunta. That's why important yung question ko kanina. Anong klaseng business ba yung gusto mong itayo? So, example, sa vehicle, di ba? If you're trying to just drive around the city, yung maliit na kotse, it makes perfect sense for you. Di ba? Pero kung ang gusto mo is you want to take your family on long road trips, no, magta-travel, ganyan, maybe hindi na po pwede yung maliit na kotse para sa'yo. Maybe you need an SUV. No? But if you want to deliver kunyari products every day, maraming ikakarga sa vehicle, no, you probably need a truck. Diba? So, anong point natin? None of those vehicles are better. No? Yung nagkataon lang na yung mga vehicles, they are simply built for different purposes or different jobs. No? Ganon din sa business structure natin. No? They work exactly the same way. Yung pagpili natin kung magtatayo ba ako ng sole proprietorship, ng one-person corporation, ng regular corporation, no? They are actually not competing against each other. Walang better business structure to begin with, no? Kasi each business structure, they solve different problems. They operate for different purposes. Okay? Okay tayo doon? That's why yung pag-copy ng another business owner's business structure, it's very risky. Tipong, kasi yung kaibigan ko, sole prop yung tinayo niya. Si ganito, nagtayo siya ng OPC. No? It's very risky kasi you're copying their vehicle without knowing their destination. Diba? What if yung kaibigan mo, ang gusto pala niya ay, a lifestyle business. Pero ikaw ang gusto mo, it's a business na you can pass on to your family, no? A sole proprietorship cannot do that, no? So, kung ginaya mo siya, mali na agad yung pinili mo, just simply because nanggaya ka. No? So, it's very important na alam mo, ano ba yung destination, ano ba yung purpose of you building that business. No? So, choosing the structure that supports the business that you're building is one decision na kailangan natin gawin even before we do the registration. No? So, ngayon, I want to check kung nasusundan pa. Can you type 1 kung klaro naman ba or do you have any questions before we proceed? Ayan, 1. Thank you so much. Ngayon, let's talk about a decision naman na many business owners are underestimating. No? And ang tinutukoy dito is not just the cost of the registration. Magkano ba magpa-register? Diba yun yung lagi nating tanong. But I want to give you a better question. Magkano ba yung cost na maging registered? What's the cost of staying registered? No? So, ayan. I think nahuli yung slides ko, no? Pero, ayan. So, at this point, di ba, marami sa inyo nag-iisip na, ay anong pipiliin ko? Diba? So, ang answer ko lagi kapag may nagtatanong is, it depends, no? And I don't say that para i-avoid yung question because simply, walang dalawang business owner na totally exactly the same, no? So, I want all of us to look at these 3 structures from a business owner's perspective, no? Daanan natin siya ng mabilis. So, sole proprietorship is for you, no? Kapag ang gusto mo is just a simple business, no? Tipong one owner, it's very easy to start. And it's often a practical choice for mga straightforward solo businesses. No? So you can also take a screenshot of this one, no? Para sa iyo naman ang OPC or one-person corporation, if solo founder ka, pero gusto mo ng separate legal entity. So, pansin niyo, di ba, sole prop and OPC, pareho silang solo, no, one owner. Ang pinagkaiba lang, si OPC, meron siyang separate legal entity. Kapag sole prop ka, kung ano yung pag-aari ni Catherine as a person, yun din ang pag-aari ng sole proprietorship as a business. So, just imagine kung kunyari ako, sabihin natin, marami akong sasakyan, marami akong bahay, kasi tayo ako ng sole proprietorship. It means na walang pinagkaiba yung sole proprietorship ko and yung mga pag-aari nun at yung mga pag-aari ko personally. So, kung kayo ay someone na marami kayong mga napundar and you want to protect yung mga napundar nyo against, di ba, hindi natin alam anong pwede mangyari sa business, maraming tao, they prefer to establish a one-person corporation. So, pag one-person corporation, kung ano lang yung assets, ano lang yung ari-arian ng one-person corporation nyo, yun lang yung assets niya. Wala siyang pakialam sa personal na ari-arian nung may-ari nung one-person corporation. Nasundan? Can you type 3 kung nasundan niya yung difference ng sole prop and ng OPC? No? So, technically, it's solo, parehong solo, pero they are very different in terms of legal standing. No? So, usually, OPC is chosen by business owners na mas gusto nila ng protection while remaining na sila lang ang may-ari ng business. No? Sila lang may control. Yan. So, marami kaming clients na nag-shift into OPC. No? When na-realize nila yung beauty of having an OPC, no? Yung may separate legal entity. Ngayon, maybe some of you will end up building a regular corporation. No, a regular corporation naman, it's designed for businesses with multiple owners or multiple shareholders. So, for example, tatayo ka ng business and meron kang mga ka-partner, mga kasosyo, no, other people who will help you with the business, magpupundar din ng kapital, ganyan. So, if hindi lang ikaw yung magmamayari and magkocontrol ng business, then a regular corporation is the best business structure for you. No, it's a structure built for collaboration, for raising capital. Ito, kung may bala kayo in the future to raise funds, no, to get funding, no, magpapasok ng ibang investors, kung ngayon pa lang alam niyo na ganun yung path niyo, regular corporation itayo niyo, wag OPC. Kasi magbabago na naman kayo ng mga paperwork, di ba? And then, yun nga, parang kung long-term growth ang gusto natin, regular corporation din talaga. Okay? Now, I want you to notice something, no? Hindi ko dinidiscuss dito kanina na alin ba dito sa business structure na to, alin sa tatlo dito yung cheaper or cheapest na itayo, no? Kasi I think that question, parang hindi siya nag-make sense. No, wala yun. Hindi siya nag-make sense, no? What we're trying to answer today is, alin ba sa mga business structure na to, yung magsusupport ng business na pinatry kong itayo? No? That's a much better question. No? Ngayon, talo na tayo dun sa cost. Magkano ba? No? Ano ba yung kailangan kong isipin in terms of the cost? Ngayon, one of the biggest mistakes, no, that business owners make is nagbabudget tayo for registration, pero hindi tayo nagbabudget for staying registered. Okay? Kasi magkaiba yun, di ba? Typically, nakikita lang natin is, okay, magkano ba yung magagastos ko sa registration? Ano ba yung mga babayaran ko? So, for example, if magre-register ka sa DTI, may babayaran ka sa DTI. Diba? Kung may business permit, may babayaran ka sa city na business tax. Diba? Pero, hindi natin na nababudgetan yung ongoing responsibilities after. No? So, pinipresent ko siya sa inyo so that hindi para takutin kayo na, ay, huwag na mag-register. But I want you to be ready na kapag nag-decide tayo na to actually get our businesses registered, hindi lang siya cost during registration. Diba? Continuing na yan, ongoing responsibility na yan. No? So, ano ba yung mga ongoing responsibilities na typically hindi natin nakikita, diba? You need to have accounting. You need to consider yung taxes, diba, ng business, yung compliance, no, kung may mga empleyado ka, kailangan mong register sa SSS Philhealth Pag-ibig, so there's a cost to that, diba, yung mga renewal ng mga business permit, diba, taon-taon mo yung i-renew, no, if you plan to use software in your business, then definitely may ongoing cost, and also yung time, no, yung time na kailangan mong ibigay for the business. No, I want you to think of it like buying a car. Diba? Pag bibili ka ng kotse, hindi lang naman yung purchase price ang iisipin mo. That's only the beginning. Diba? Kapag bumili ka ng kotse, magpapagas ka. Diba? Hindi yan tatakbo ng nakagas. Unless, diba, na siya, battery operated na yung sasakyan. Pero you will still have fuel. Diba? You will need insurance, maintenance, repairs, diba, sa kotse. So, owning a business works the same way, no? So, before you register, ask yourself one question. Kapag tinayo ko ba yung business ko, can I sustain the commitment? No? Can I sustain the commitment? Because we don't want business registration to become a burden. We want business registration to be a platform for growth ng business natin. No? So, okay, nasusundan pa natin, no? So, now that we know, no, the financial commitment, the next question becomes, what exactly are we trying to protect? No? Ano ba yung tinatry natin i-protect when we register our business? No? So, marami sa atin, iniisip natin na kapag nag-register tayo ng business, it's just because legality, di ba? Para maging legal, para maging compliant sa government, ganyan. Pero it's also more about responsibility. Kasi di ba, the more our business grows, kapag lumalago yung business natin, marirealize natin na we start or we begin protecting more than revenue, more than sales. Diba? Hindi na lang yung kita yung pinoprotektahan natin, di ba? Ma-realize natin, we're also protecting our personal assets. Di ba? Especially if ikaw, tinayo mo yung business mo para dyan ka kumuha ng bread and butter. Di ba? I know many business owners na yung business nila, doon din sila kumuha ng bread and butter nila, di ba? To survive, no? You start protecting more than revenue, you also protect your reputation, no? Yung clients na meron kayo, yung family mo, and even your future opportunities. Diba? So every business, merong risk naman talaga for every business. Ang question is, meron bang risk or wala bang risk? No, hindi yun yung tanong. Ang tanong dito is, whether napag-isipan mo ba yung mga possible risk ng business. No? So, kaya pag may nagtatanong sa akin na, magre-register na ba ako? No? What we are really trying to ask, no, behind that question is, paano ba ako magtatayo ng business na magtatagal? Diba? And pag gusto natin na yung business ay nagtatagal, typically, we try to protect hindi lang yung business, but yung other things, no, like your personal assets, yung reputation natin, yung clients, yung family, and your future opportunities. No? So, now, let's look beyond today. No, di ba sabi ko sa inyo, imagine niyo 3 years from now, your business went well. How does your business look like? Di ba? Gaano na siya kalaki? No? So, yun yung titingnan natin dito sa next next decision, no? Imagine 3 years from now, no, yung business mo, it grew, di ba? It went really well, really well. Nasaan ka na? Di ba? Maybe nag-hire ka na ng first employee or maybe 10th employee kung ilan man, di ba? Maybe you opened another branch, no? Maybe kung nagbebenta ka ng mga produkto, maybe nag-start ka na rin mag-export, no? Or you have already taken on investors, no? So, maybe yung goal mo in starting the business is not rapid growth. Maybe yung goal mo is freedom, no? Or to spend more time with your family or to choose your clients. Or maybe your goal is to build a business that serves your life, not the other way around, no? Ngayon ang point ko is that whatever success looks like to you, you have to make decisions today for that business na nai-imagine mo in the future. No? Not just yung business na meron ka na ngayong hapon na to. No? Because one of the biggest mistakes that business owners make is yung iniisip lang natin yung pang today. And then pag dumating yung growth in the future, parang, doon ko na lang iniisipin. No? And medyo costly yung pagpapalit ng mga business structure. So that's why it's very important na we think ahead na in 3 years time, ano ba itsura ng business ko? Yun bang business structure na pipiliin ko ngayon will still fit yung itsura ng business ko in 3 years time? So tinatanong natin yung question na yun, para maiwasan natin yung tipong nag-register ka ngayon, tapos next year, magbabago ka na naman ng registration, di ba? Magastos. Hindi na siya magastos in terms of pera and time, magastos siya sa effort, no, and sa lost opportunities, no. So you have to think ahead, no, in planning for your business registration. Okay. Ngayon, we have already talked about timing. Pag-usapan natin yung vision, anong itsura ng business na tinatayo mo, ano yung structure, no, ano yung investment or cost na kailangan mong pag-isipan, risk, and then growth. Now, we have one final decision left. So, medyo malapit na tayo matapos, no? One final decision left na lang, no? And yung question na, how do you want to get there? No? So, there are some business owners na they love doing everything themselves. Tipo, ako magre-research, I enjoy learning, no? I will figure things out. If that's you, that's wonderful. No, kasi maraming business owners, they do their own business registration naman talaga. No, mas gusto nila yon. Others naman, they would rather spend time building the business and then have other people or experienced professionals handle the registration. That's okay too. So, wala namang mas better na option. No, they're simply different. Ang important is you make the choice intentionally. No, hindi porket sinabi na ni ganito, ni ganyan, no? So, today is not about convincing you na mamili, no? Ang kailangan lang is alamin mo, mas gusto mo bang i-DIY siya or you will get people to help you do the registration for you, no? So, di ba kanina, yung tinanong ko kayo, marami sa inyo hindi pa talaga registered, and merong isa na already doing business but not yet registered. So in the chat, can you type, no, mas alin ka dito sa dalawang group na to? Are you the type of person na magdi-DIY or are you the type na hingi ng help? So if you're the type to do DIY, type DIY. And if you're the one to get help, no, type help sa chat. No, before we wrap up dun sa mga next few slides. Thank you for participating, no? Ngayon, let's bring everything together, no? Because ayoko naman na umuwi tayo after this webinar na ang dami nating ideas, 7 disconnected ideas, no? I want you to look at it parang at a glance, no? So let's take a step back, no? Marami tayong diniscuss today, no? So napag-usapan natin yung timing, yung vision, yung structure, yung investment, no? Yung risk, yung growth, and then how will you execute? Mag-DIY ka ba or you will get help, no? And napansin nyo, di ba, none of these decisions exist on their own. One decision will influence the next. Ganun siya ka-important, di ba? You first decide when to register. And then you become clear about what you're building. Very important yung vision di ba? Kasi it will dictate ano yung structure, di ba? How will you choose the right structure? Di ba? And then you ask, how will your business sustain it? Di ba? Mag-budget ka ng cost, di ba? And then you think about what you're protecting, ano yung mga risks. And then you think about where you're going. 3 years from now, pag lumaki kami, tama pa ba yung business structure na pinili ko para sa business na to? No? And finally, you decide how you want to get there. Like, you do DIY or you get help. No? That's why I don't believe na business registration is a paperwork exercise. It's actually a decision, a thinking exercise. No? The paperwork simply reflects the decisions that you have already made. Diba? Kasi kung alam mo na yung 7 decision na to, madali na yung registration, madali na yung paperwork. Diba? And if today's session helped you make those decisions more intentionally, then we've accomplished our goal. No? Ngayon, siguro before I go dun sa conclusion natin, no, question lang, which of these 7 decisions today gave you the biggest, kumbaga parang aha moment for you? Okay, can you type in the chat, alin dito, the number of the decision na tipong it changed the way you think about registering your business today? Meron ba? Ayan, si Mars, 1, 3, and 5. So 1 is timing, 3 is structure, and 5 is risk. Okay, thank you, Mars. No? Ako personally, sa akin yung investment kasi parang doon ko din na-realize na, oo nga no, maraming business owners magbo-budget ng magkano ba ang registration. Kasi yung actor, parang, kumbaga parang shock sila na, kailangan palang bayad ng tax, kailangan pala mag-maintain ng accounting, ng books, di ba? Kailangan pala nagre-renew ng business permit taon-taon. So, kumbaga parang doon ko na-realize na hindi siya biro na decision na gawin. No? So, sa akin, it's actually investment. Yung pinaka parang big, sa akin, big factor. No? Ngayon, if there's one sentence that I hope you remember after today, it's this. No? I want you to remember na business registration is not just paperwork. It's strategy. No? Because the moment you register your business, you are already making decisions about ownership, no? About risk, about growth, about credibility, about taxes, operations, your future. No? So those are not those are not decisions the government will do for you. No? Those are decisions na ikaw yung gagawa sa business mo. That's why I want you to slow down. Kung nagde-decide ka mag-register, I want you to slow down first and think clearly and ask these questions muna, no, before you finally decide and make decisions that your future self will thank you for. No? So business registration is not paperwork, it's strategy. Okay? Ngayon, where do you go from here? No? So, not everyone will leave this webinar needing the same thing. Iba-iba. No? Some of you simply needed clarity. Yung iba naman, you just want to keep on learning. No? Yung iba naman, maybe you want to take action immediately or you're really planning to register your business now. So whatever path ikaw doon, that's okay. That's perfectly normal. So rather than giving you or giving everyone the same recommendation, I'd like to offer you 3 paths from here, no? So you just choose which path fits you today. So let's start with the first group, no? If today's webinar made you realize na, mukhang hindi pa ako ready, no? Okay lang yun, no ba? Kasi that realization na nakita mo na, hindi pa ako ready, that will save you a lot of time and heartache, no, in the future. Diba? Just imagine kung nag-register ka kagad, tapos na-realize mo hindi ka pa pala ready. Diba? Nakasave ka ng time and money, no? In fact, kung yun yung naging decision mo after this webinar, that's the best decision that you will make today, no? Kasi ang goal naman natin, sinabi ko when we started kanina, my goal has never been to convince you to register agad-agad today, no? Ang goal ko lang today is to help you register wisely, make decisions wisely. So if you're still exploring, no, keep learning, no? So may mga future webinars pa kami, maybe you can attend, no, hanggang dumating ka dun sa point na you think you're ready na, no? So you can attend our future Thrive live sessions, okay? Continue asking questions, continue asking yourself better questions, no? Because better decisions, it comes from better questions, di ba? And then some of you naman, no, are probably thinking na, parang gusto ko to gawin ng sarili ko. No, I want to do this myself. Ang ayoko lang is magkamali ako along the way. No, if that's you, no, that's the reason we created yung Thrive Philippine Business Blueprint. No, and when we were designing it, we asked ourselves a question na, ano ba yung gusto namin, ano ba yung wini-wish ko na every business owner knew before they registered, no? So this blueprint is not a course na kukonsume nyo ng mahabang-mahaba. It's actually a collection of decision-making toolkits, no? So 450 pesos, so sinasabi ko na agad yung presyo para I can also save you time, no? What's inside the blueprint is meron siyang assessments to help you evaluate your readiness, assessments to help you evaluate anong business structure yung iti-take ko, no? It also includes comparison guides para mapagpilian mo yung options mo. It also includes a calculator to help you budget magkano ba yung yung cost to register and the cost of staying registered, no? And then checklist and roadmaps, no? So everything na we can't fully cover dito sa webinar na to kasi masyado na siyang mahaba. Now, if today's session give you the framework, yung blueprint, it will help you apply it on your own. So, kung gusto nyong mag-DIY na ngayon, not because mas gusto natin na maraming information, but because gusto natin ng structured process when making decisions. So if that's you, simply go to that link na nandyan sa screen and it will give you more information about the blueprint, no? And for today's session, it's only for 150 pesos. So you can take a look at that. So I'll give you a few seconds to take a screenshot if you need it. Ayan. Okay. Now, there's a third group, no? Business owners who already know something else. Tipong, these are for business owners na would rather focus on building the business and would like our help, no, in registering their business. So we'd be happy to help. If kayo to, siguro mamaya meron akong email na i-flash, you can reach out to us or you can also let me know in the chat. Pero if you're in the third group, no, our team at Tribe, we handle the entire registration process. So kung ano man yung mapagpilian nyo, magsusole prop ka ba, mag-OPC or mag-regular corporation, we do all three, no? So from consultation to preparation to registration and ongoing compliance support. So you can also let us know if that's you, no, yung kailangan mo na tulong. Now, before we open the floor for questions, I'd like to leave you with one final thought, no? And it's this, no, the first business decision that you will make will shape every decision that follows. I hope yun yung nakita niyo kanina, di ba? Yung decision about timing, it will affect yung question mo about the kind of business that you're building, and it will affect, di ba, the decision on anong structure ba yung pipiliin ko, and so on and so forth. No? So, I hope na-realize natin yun, no? Because, di ba, founders who ask better questions, they make better decisions. And business owners who make better decisions, they build better businesses. Now, I would love to hear your questions if there's any. So you can siguro type your questions in the chat, or if you want to unmute para i-ask mo yung question mo directly, okay lang din. So the floor is open for your questions. Meron bang questions? Babalik ko lang dito for those na hindi pa nakapag-screenshot. Yung 7 decisions. I think walang question. Siguro, can you type 1 if okay tayo? Like, walang questions, lahat na answer naman. Para I know if we can wrap up na the webinar. Thank you, Morris. 1. No? So, I think nasagot naman, no? And, ayun nga, naka-flash sa screen yung email. So, if you want to reach out, no, if you're in the third group and you need help with business registration, you can reach out to us. Nandiyan din yung website namin. And then, if you want the blueprint naman, to learn more about the blueprint, no, there's a QR code here. You can scan it, or you can simply go to the link na shinare ko kanina. Yan, it will take you to the same page. Okay? Ayan. And then, yun nga, parang, so this webinar is just the first of our many sessions, no? So we plan to do weekly webinars. So if you're looking to gain more information, no, or knowledge about starting a business, then we suggest that you join our future webinars as well. So thank you, Mars. Thank you, White, for letting me know na walang question. So I hope you remember me as the person who reminded you, no, that your business deserves thoughtful decisions before paperwork. Thank you, everyone, and I wish you all the best as you build. See you in our future webinars. Bye-bye. Thank you, thank you, thank you, team.